Hey guys, in this video, we're gonna give you a complete tour of the city of Maricopa, which is about 35 minutes south of Phoenix, here in Pinal County, Arizona. Let's get right into it. We're getting so many phone calls, emails, and text messages every single day from people just like you who are looking to move and relocate here. We absolutely love it. So if you're even thinking about moving or relocating here to Maricopa or anywhere else here in the Phoenix Metro, pick up the phone, give us a call, shoot us an email, send a text message. Days, nights, weekends, we've got your back when moving to Maricopa, Arizona. So one thing for the people watching, we're filming right now in the middle of July, which is really July and August, like the hottest period of the summer. And I kind of want people to see or know, like, for how hot it is,
yeah,
you wouldn't know it. Like, life goes on here. People are out and about everywhere.
Yeah, taking care of your daily tasks and stuff like that. You just learn how to live, you know. You spend a lot of time in the AC, and you know the attractions out here are built for that. They're indoors, you know.
Yep.
A lot of attractions that normally we see outdoors, we have indoors. So more indoor swimming pools as opposed to outdoor swimming pools. All of our parks have splash pads, so those are built so that way you can cool down in the sun.
So Puro, Maricopa, not Maricopa County, but the city of Maricopa, which is in Pinal County, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of just give me a rundown. If somebody is, thinking about moving to the Phoenix area, obviously this is part of the Phoenix area. It's a little bit further south than Phoenix. We just drove across about 20 minutes of desert on the reservation, but now that we're in town, who is this like an ideal community in town for?
Well, if you don't like the hustle and bustle of a big city, like, Phoenix and Chandler, I mean, those are huge metropolises that are growing. We're the 5th largest city in the country in Phoenix. And if you kind of want to be a little bit removed from that hustle and bustle, then Maricopa is the place for you. I mean, it's great, but it has a small town feel. It's about a half hour removed away from Phoenix. And but it still has all the comforts. You still have your Walmart, your Sprouts. It has its own casino. It's got community center. So you have all the amenities of a big city, but you don't have to put up with the traffic and the hustle and bustle that you're going to get in the major metropolis.
Okay, so one of the things that I've researched and been seeing over the last several years, obviously home prices have gone up everywhere across the board, it seems, but homes are significantly less expensive here in Maricopa than they are in Chandler, Gilbert, Ahwatukee, for sure Scottsdale and the other areas. I'm not even going to go there, but mainly, why is that?
Well, Maricopa is just the only place left where you can find that $350,000 price range. You're still finding 2-bedroom, 2-bath homes that are new. There's tons of new construction. We're growing and growing and growing here in Maricopa. They're really expanding, and everywhere you look, you see, signs for new builds here, signs for new builds there. So Maricopa is growing. It's got really nice quality builders building these homes.
Okay.
And there's variety. It's not just one builder building one kind of home and you get only his options. There's multiple builders building multiple styles of homes. So if you're looking for a specific, unique kind of layout, then Maricopa is the place for you, because you can find all those amongst all the different builders that are building here right now.
So there's a lot of good things about Maricopa. We can go in another video, we'll talk about all of the pros and cons that people might want to know, but just for the purposes of today's tour of Maricopa, what are a couple of the most obvious or significant cons? What are things that, cause people to think twice about living here, or even to leave once they've, because I've heard that story. People came here and they bought a home, they sold it and moved to Chandler.
Right.
So what's the deal?
Well, so, like I said, it's a little bit almost like a country feel. You're a little removed from the city, and there is really only one way in and one way out. And then that's to take the 347 from Phoenix to here, and it does get congested. It's a 2-lane road each way, and so it does get backed up. It is hot out here like everywhere else in the valley, but there just aren't as many ways to kind of get out of the heat, to beat the heat, as you would find, let's say, in Chandler and Gilbert, where you can, go to like a main event and pool hall, or, a bowling alley, and kind of escape the heat. There aren't as many options out here in Maricopa as you would find in a major city.
Got it. Okay, so basically, to put it in a nutshell, Maricopa is a more rural feel.
Yes.
It does have most of the big city amenities, but it might still be a little lacking.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the big one, I think, which I've heard from countless people, I don't, like I said, I don't know a lot of the finer details of Maricopa, but the one I do know is that 347 highway coming in and out of here. Like I said, it's 2 lanes in each direction. There's stop lights along the way, and during rush hour, it definitely gets
congested. It's definitely backed up. You know, that is probably the number one problem is just getting in and out, especially during rush hour. It does get backed up, so it is a little difficult. And having it be your only option if there is any kind of traffic or accidents, then it gets really backed up.
So would I be correct in saying or assuming that if you're retired, because there's some, we're going to look at some of these 55 and up neighborhoods,
Okay.
and I've seen a couple, they're amazing.
They're amazing.
But am I right? Is it fair to assume or say that basically Maricopa is, if you are still working for a living, you probably want to be working from home, or you work in Maricopa, or you're retired and don't really have to go anywhere on a regular basis. But if you have to commute to and from, let's say, like Chandler or Gilbert, because I mean, Chandler has tons and tons of, you know, high-tech employers and different business services. But if you've got to commute to those areas, this might not be the best place.
Right.
Okay.
But if you're a work from home or a retired person, you're going to get more bang for your buck out here in Maricopa than you would in, say, Chandler or Gilbert.
Makes total sense. So, Piero, if somebody's looking to move or relocate here to Maricopa, obviously this is a major part of Maricopa.
Absolutely.
Tell me about Harrah's Auction Resort.
Yes.
It's a resort casino, yeah?
It's a resort casino, so it's a one-stop shop. You're going to get all the attractions that you want here. They want to keep you here. They want to keep you spending your money. And so you have everything from a bowling alley, a spa, the Southern Dunes golf course. You have a jiu-jitsu center. You have shopping and stores and restaurants. So literally you could just stay here for a weekend, put in some hours down at the casino floor, go get a spa, and just enjoy yourself. It's meant to keep you here, and they really have everything, including a movie theater. So if you want to go in there, you know, see a movie, catch a bite to eat, I mean, it has everything you could want.
Yeah, no, and I noticed too, like, we haven't gone inside yet, but it's packed.
It's packed.
It's Friday before noon.
Yeah.
And there's no shortage of people walking around, walking in. Like, this is incredible. So definitely cool. Let's go check out the next part.
Yeah.
All right, so Copper Sky Regional Park.
Yeah.
What's, obviously we're gonna drive around and check this out. I'm seeing some sand volleyball, and wow, these soccer fields are green. Tell me about this. Tell me about this park. Tell us about it.
This is a multi-generational recreation center. It's got everything you could ask for and more. We're talking aquatic center, baseball fields, soccer fields, pickleball courts, tennis courts, soccer fields, you name it, it's here. They've got an aquatic center, and inside the aquatic center, there's a community center that shares the space. And so they run, you know, programs for retirees. They'll do like bingo night. You can rent out the hall if you want to do if you have little gatherings and groups that need to rent a space. There's the ability to do that out of the recreation center. And there's even a skate park. So, you know, there's a lot of ways to kind of beat the heat. There's a splash pad. There are indoor pools, there's outdoor pools.
Oh my
gosh, really,
man.
This place is massive.
I'll try. It's hard for me to not talk, so I apologize for interrupting you. But you just I'm like jaw drop. Like as we're driving right now, I'm seeing a lot of these things, and holy smokes.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, their slide on their outdoor pool, would rival an amusement park. I mean, it's almost 2 stories. It's got a splash pad. It really, you know, it's another way for Maricopa residents to beat the heat. I mean, you know, we live here in Arizona. We love the sunshine, but sometimes, especially on those triple-digit days, you just need to find a way to kind of beat the heat. And this recreation center services the entire community. So it's got all the bells and whistles, all made for just a great summer attraction.
Awesome. All right, cool. We're driving down, I'd say, the main commercial center of Maricopa. You got, you know, car washes, coffee shops, discount tire. I'm seeing over here to my right, it looks like a strip mall full of pizza, Jimmy John's. You got your Sprouts. Let's go in here and check out the shopping center.
So
Yeah.
population-wise, we got 64,000 people living in Maricopa right now. The median age in Maricopa is 33.
Way bigger and way younger than I
Yeah.
would have guessed.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely young families trying to get started. The price points with the home still being under 400,000 is attracting young families who are just trying to make ends meet and getting started for their starter homes. This is definitely the place for them. You know, it's rated #1 place to raise a family in 2022. It was rated #4 of the safest places to live in Arizona last year. And the only reason it dropped down to #4 is because it was so safe that they cut down on their police force.
Interesting.
Yeah, we have the providers out here and services. Internet, you're gonna look at CenturyLink or Orbital. For electricity, you're electric district #3. For water, the water company out here is Global Water.
Okay.
We use Southwest Gas out here in Maricopa, and Waste Management runs all the garbage waste services for Maricopa. But while we're on the subject of water, actually, Maricopa's water supply is way more than apt to take care of its current capacity. Right now, it's using less than 30% of what it's allotted for the capacity for the entire city of Maricopa. So they're sitting really nice and pretty, only using 30% of the water that they're allocated. And that, again, is the Global Water Company that takes care of all the water services here.
That's interesting. So if you are somebody who's like concerned about the future of water supplies, which, you know, some people rightfully are, I do believe personally there's a lot, you know, I'm talking Arizona wide, and especially Phoenix metro wide, that there's a lot of smart people, you know, behind the scenes managing water and making sure that, you know, we don't overuse it. But that's super interesting specifically about this area, that there's such an abundance of allotted water supplies.
Yeah, absolutely. And it could continue to expand at the rate that it's expanding and still not run into any problems as far as water is concerned.
Right.
Because they're really, there's an aquifer that they're sitting on, and it is huge. It's one of the largest water aquifers in the state.
So it sounds like maybe in the distant future, Maricopa, if, you know, the city area north of us here were to get run out, they might start pumping water and selling it to Chandler, Gilbert, Phoenix, who knows?
Who knows? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just speculating. I have absolutely no idea. But okay. Well, here's a typical shopping center, you know, with various services. This looks really new, really nice. You know, another thing I haven't seen here?
What?
Homeless people.
Oh yeah.
Not one homeless person have I seen the entire time we've been driving around Maricopa. That's really nice.
That is really nice.
You know, for such a young-looking community, and like you said, by the numbers, yeah, median or average age is like mid-30s.
Yeah.
This is really nice. I mean, we're driving here right into another shopping center, and we got the Fry's Marketplace, but I mean, this is not, while this seems, 60,000, I guess, is a pretty small town, especially for Phoenix area standards, but they got everything here. I mean, you know, you got Ross, you got your Goodwill, you've got, you know, just a little bit of everything going on. Like, I honestly don't see the downside to this place. Being all over the Phoenix Metro, like, this is definitely, it's looking pretty all right.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's 11 in the morning on a Friday in the summer, and look just how busy it is everywhere we go, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of stores, there's a lot of, you know, everything you need is right here on this one major thoroughfare. So you don't have to go to a bunch of different locations like your Walmart, your Ross, your Bashes, your Fry's, your Banks. Everything you need is on this one major thoroughfare, and it's not small. I mean, it's pretty long. I mean, even your Planet Fitness, you really
gyms, and even here, look, we got some brand new retail coming in. Here it is, all under construction. Yeah, definitely does not seem to be any shortage of shops. This is looking pretty good. All right, so now that we've seen, you know, one of the largest entertainment areas, the Harrah's Auction Casino, we've seen that there's literally no shortage of day-to-day shopping necessities, needs, nail salons, gas stations, banks. That literally is all here. I mean, when people think of a small town, I think they, you know, me personally, I came here from North Dakota, and so to me, I know what a small town is.
Right.
There's literally maybe a bank, a grocery store or small like shop, and there's usually the courthouse.
Right.
Whereas this is called a small town. This resembles nothing like a small town as far as what small town people would think of.
Right.
you know? So, and the fact that it's so affordable, especially for the, like you were saying, for younger families, you know, buying that first home with the FHA loan, you know, new construction under 400,000.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
Yeah, like I don't think there's anywhere in the Phoenix metro, you know, generally that there's new construction for that price. So let's go check out some of the neighborhoods. What do you recommend for us to go to first?
The lakes. Let's check out the lakes.
The lakes. Okay.
Rancho El Dorado.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Let's go there now. All right. So again, this is just a continuation of the shopping center we just saw. It just keeps going and going. You got dentists, you've got Asian food, you've got kitchen and catering, Euros, nails, the UPS store. Fun fact, I used to actually own multiple, they weren't called the UPS store, but same concept, and people can rent mailboxes there if they don't want to have packages shipped to their house, and kind of cool. We got Firehouse Subs, physical therapy, orthodontics. Holy smokes. I mean, we're talking about having to commute to the Phoenix area, but it seems like there's quite a lot of stuff going on just here in Maricopa by itself.
Yeah, I mean, you really don't need to leave. And, you know, as far as like other services, there's 2 major hospitals here. There's Dignity Health Urgent Care. There's also the Exceptional Community Hospital. So you have 2 major big hospitals that service the Maricopa area.
Okay.
And then for your furry friends, you know, we have the Maricopa Animal Hospital and the Maricopa Wells Veterinary Hospital that also service Maricopa. So if you need some of those kind of services for your furry friends, that they're here. You don't have to go all the way to Phoenix.
This is super cool, and it's so like easy to get to. Like we mentioned earlier, like as you're driving around, if you have errands to do, you can just go bang, 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 all in one like general spot, and then go back to your neighborhood and your area, shop at the park, go swimming.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's really like you don't need to leave Maricopa. Though, you know, we talked about earlier about how hard it is to get in and out. Like, why do you need to get in and out if everything is already here for you?
That makes sense. So again, I guess to kind of reiterate, you know, who the perfect person is for Maricopa, like once you're here, it seems like it's really good.
Yeah.
But if you're somebody who has to consistently travel in 347,
it can get a little dicey.
Okay. Guys, one thing that I just want to mention, you know, if you are thinking about moving or relocating here to Maricopa or really anywhere in the Phoenix area, make sure to pick up the phone, actually give us a call. We love it. You know, as an Arizona real estate broker, as much as I love making these videos, I love it even more when the phone rings and the first thing I hear is, you know, hey Dave, this is so-and-so and I've been watching your YouTube videos. We're moving to Arizona. Can you help us? And so same thing with Piero. If you're thinking about Maricopa, Piero is our expert on Maricopa. Yeah, we would love to absolutely help you make that move a reality and make it smooth, make it easy. You know, we're here to lead and guide you to, you know, the ideal neighborhood for you and what it is that you're looking, you know, what kind of lifestyle you're looking to live. There's a lot of nuances when you first drive through a lot of these areas. My experience when I first moved to Arizona is that quote unquote everything looks the same.
Yeah.
It's just kind of overwhelming because there's so much and it's so big. But once you're here and you know, and especially for us doing this for a living and helping literally dozens and dozens of families every year finding that perfect home, we are here for you to help you locate the absolute ideal area so that, you know, you don't make a mistake buying in the wrong spot, because there is so much buyer's remorse here. I'm telling you, it's not even funny. And if we can understand a little bit about what you like or just who you are, I mean, maybe we can suggest some areas that maybe you wouldn't even consider or even think of, just because it is so lush and abundant. I had another viewer on another YouTube video of ours. She commented she's coming here from Idaho, I think she said, and she has an HOA, but she could not believe, she's like, the HOA we have literally just charges us money, polices us, and literally has nothing. There's no amenities, there's none of this stuff. And I'm like, well, you better get your butt down here. And so yeah, give us a call, shoot us an email, send us that text message. Even if you're 6 to 9 to 12 months out, or you're just thinking about it someday, we can at least set you up with some emails to send you property ideas so you can start exploring, you know, what that looks like and just kind of get a feel for, you know, what homes are like. So we're cruising over to the lakes at El Dorado, and oh, dude.
And there's just builder signs everywhere.
There's more builder signs than there are like actual city signs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
look at that water. Holy smokes, Province. Okay, we'll have to check that out too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you mentioned earlier that there's a huge water supply here.
Huge water supply. I mean, they're using 30% of their allocated water supply here in Maricopa.
Okay.
So they got water for days.
Okay, so Province is an active adult community.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Now, what percent of the people in the active adult communities for your 55 and up neighborhoods, what percent do you think are like year round versus, snowbirds coming down here just for the winter?
You know, here in Maricopa, I find that a lot of them do stay through the summers, and they're locals. They're not just snowbirds. The snowbirds that come and go, we tend to see those more up in Phoenix.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's cool. So there's definitely a year-round sense of community for retirees.
Right. Exactly.
So the lakes at Rancho El Dorado. Look at this grand entrance, man.
Yeah.
You just brought us here. This is so cool. Are we really in Arizona?
Yeah. Maricopa, that's where we are, the city of Maricopa. And look at all these builders listed here on the right.
D.R. Horton, Brightland, K. Hovnanian,
Richmond, yeah.
They're all here. So one thing in general, I just want to mention to people who are watching. So if you're thinking about new construction, you want to call us first. You want to give us a call, shoot us an email, send us a text message. When it comes to new construction, the moment that you walk into a new build center and provide them your information, you're automatically waiving your right to have a real estate agent represent you, which means it's you versus the builder. I'm not saying the salespeople, in these offices aren't wonderful, really nice people, but they're also salespeople trying to do a job, and their job is to represent the builder's best interests, and to ultimately their goal and their job is to sell you, basically get you to spend as much as you can and to make them as profitable as possible. And like I said, that's not saying that they're bad, but when you don't have a real estate agent representing you and your interests as the buyer, it puts you at a huge disadvantage. Now, one thing to keep in mind, these builders will pay your real estate agent. If that's us, we'd love for that to be us. You can give us a call and we could talk about how we can work with you to represent you, but the builders will pay the commission to help represent you. Now, just give you an idea of some of these parking lots. This is a Meritage Homes Sales Center. If you walk into this building without us and sign in, and then you later on do buy a house, we will not be able to represent you. So whether it's us or another real estate agent who's super competent and knows what's going on, you absolutely want to bring your real estate agent with you to the very first showing.
Absolutely.
Now, this is all brand new. Look at these street lights. They did not cheap out. Like, these are some fancy fixtures. This looks really sharp, man. Mm-hmm. So it looks like they've got quick move-in homes.
Quick move-in homes. I mean, ready to move in. On one side of the complex, we see homes that are still being built.
Okay.
And then in the other side of the neighborhood, we have all these finished homes. And there's multiple builders in this one complex. We saw back there,
what, 6 or 7 of them?
6 or 7 builders, which means you're at least going to get 6 or 7 different looking types of homes.
Yeah.
It's not going to just be one standard cookie cutter home or 3 different cookie cutter homes, all remade throughout the neighborhood.
Right.
Here you're going to get some variety. You've got multiple builders building multiple different styles of homes.
And what I'm just amazed about, because unlike you, I primarily work in Chandler, Gilbert, Queen Creek, Scottsdale areas. These are brand new construction homes, many of which are under 400,000, brand new.
Brand new. Yeah, new fixtures, new AC, new roof. I mean, all the things that we worry about here in Arizona getting dated, like our AC unit, like you're gonna get peace of mind.
Yeah.
These are brand new. So
with a warranty.
With a warranty and everything. So, that really leaves a lot of pressure when you're thinking about buying a new home.
Right. No, it definitely makes sense. So the peninsula at the center of the neighborhood has got water all around?
Yeah, so these little like lake communities, the water, they have it moving. They've got waterfalls, they're aerating the water. It's not stagnant water. And so you can put your paddleboard in the water. You can put your kayak in the water. You can actually go into these waters.
Piero, and for those that are watching this, obviously the longer this video sits on YouTube, the less and less this is going to be true. But I'm starting to see a lot of sold signs in these windows, but it seems like there might still be a lot available.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of this is still available. They're still expanding. There's still more plans to build more homes in different areas. And as you can see, some of these are still under construction.
Check this out. I cannot tell you how many people I know from the Midwest, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming. That's an RV garage. So you got your standard house, 2-car garage, looks like. Maybe it's a 3-car garage deep, but they have an RV garage attached to your main home.
Yeah, I mean, for those of us who live in Arizona, we like our toys. Your Can-Ams, your Sea-Doos, your fifth wheel. And this gives you the ability to house it at home.
I can't, yeah, dude, I cannot tell you how many neighborhoods there are that people want to park their camper or RV at their house, but the HOA prohibits it because you can't see it from, you know, if you park behind an RV gate, it's not allowed to be seen. But with this, not only will it not be seen by the neighbors, it's in a garage out of the weather. So when it's parked, this is, holy smokes, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think people understand or realize, even people who are currently in Arizona. So if you're watching this and you're in Arizona already and you're not thinking about moving to the area, people in Chandler and Gilbert who don't necessarily need to live in Chandler and Gilbert, maybe you have a lot of equity in your home and you've been there a while and you want a little bit quieter pace, because the reality is, as you know, Chandler and Gilbert have gotten a lot busier recently. You might want to reconsider or have a second look at this, because if camping or traveling is what you like to do, but you want to downsize, I could think of 5 people right now that would probably would benefit from selling their house in Gilbert, moving here, buying a brand new, smaller or equal-sized home, but now they have an RV garage and they have a bunch of extra equity. You go buy a brand new $300,000 RV, and then during the summer months like now, go RVing all summer in the northern states, and then live a freaking awesome lifestyle all winter. Holy smokes.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, especially boats. A lot of people have boats out here. It's hot. We want to escape the heat, and you know, the RV garages are just perfect.
Yeah, this is not a normal feature in the majority of neighborhoods in the Phoenix Metro, but it is definitely one here. Smart.
Yeah, let's make a right here. We're gonna go on over to the Rancho El Dorado. So this Rancho El Dorado complex is the lakes. So that the main attraction here is that you can have a paddleboard, you can have a kayak, and there's waterfalls that are sort of treating the water, making sure that it's just not stagnant water that you don't want to go in. The Rancho El Dorado here, the lakes, the water is actually the selling point. Now Rancho El Dorado over here is the golf course.
Okay.
So we have a beautiful golf course here at Rancho El Dorado on this side. So we're gonna come and check out those amenities as well.
So I was checking out the MLS and it looks like there's a lot of single family homes that are 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And I'm guessing most of those are catering to young professionals without kids because there's not enough bedrooms, or retirees.
Right.
But I was also looking, it looks like there's a lot of like 3,000-4,000+ square foot homes.
Oh yeah, there's some big homes out here. I mean, you can get as big as 3,000 square foot homes out here. In Maricopa currently, there's 400 homes on the market, and only 33 of them that are currently on the market are for 2-bedroom homes. But then the 3-bedroom homes, there's 156 on the market. And then for 4-bedroom homes, 192 on the market. So they can get quite sizable out here in Maricopa. We definitely have some really nice, beautiful homes.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, the more and more I see of this, the more I'm just kind of surprised, to be honest, about, and look at that fountain. I mean, we're gonna go out and check it out real quick, but water everywhere.
Water everywhere. I mean, you gotta stay cool in the heat, and us in Arizona, like, we know how to stay cool.
Piero, this is another really sharp looking neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice, really nicely built. Beautiful new homes. You know, we're still seeing a little bit of expansion in the back end of this complex, but they give you a couple really nice little community parks. The Lake Park is one of the bigger ones here.
Okay.
And we're actually driving right up to it. It's got a couple really gorgeous little fountains. It's got a little play area for the kids.
Oh yeah, check this out.
Just really nicely done. You know, and that's what I love about Maricopa is they have, you know, tons of greenery and splash pads incorporated into the neighborhood. So you don't have, you know, if your kids want to go outside and they want to go out to play, they don't have to go too far.
So all of this really feels like a high-end neighborhood in Gilbert, but fraction of the cost.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Out here in Maricopa, and some of these get to be quite large. You know, they're 2-story homes, you know, above 2,000 square feet. So you're still getting a good bang for your buck out here. You're gonna get space. You're gonna get, you know.
So what you're saying is, if you want to stretch your dollar and you're thinking about moving to the Phoenix area, and Gilbert's been on your, that's an honest conversation I get with a lot of people. We have a lot of, you know, I do a lot of videos in Gilbert, but Gilbert it's expensive.
It's expensive.
It's unaffordable for a lot of families.
Right. I mean, Gilbert and Chandler, you know, they were up and coming. They're there. They're already past up and coming. So in the neighborhoods now, like out here in Maricopa, these, you know, they're still, the price point is still manageable for young families or even retirees who are trying to, you know, make their dollar stretch a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, you know, these areas are still great, especially for families just trying to barely make it by.
For sure. And I think for the retiree part too, like I work with a lot lot of retirees, and Sun Lakes, which is in South Chandler, is very popular, especially with like Oakwood, Ironwood, and all the, you know, golf courses. But it seems like, you know, and I'm not obviously you're the expert here, but it seems like there's a lot of really nice new stuff to consider here, and it's still within a very manageable driving distance of the airports in Phoenix. And
yeah, absolutely. There is a small little airport out here on the southern end of Maricopa, but it's really small. It's a tiny little airport.
Oh, like a small municipal airport.
Yeah, municipal airport.
Do you think can private jets come in there, or you're not sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay. All right, so we're here still in Cobblestone Farms. Look at these water features, guys. This is crazy. This is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do like a little kid's birthday party, they've got, you know, covered little pergolas and gazebos and out there. So, you know, you don't have to go far. You can just, you know, do a little, if you don't want to, you know, have everybody in your house and you want to just go to the neighborhood park, I mean, those are built for that. You can just go out there, throw your little son's birthday party, and it's just beautiful. You still stay out of the heat.
Yeah, especially on a day like today in the middle of July. But,
yeah.
You know, I think the slides might be a little hot, but oh, there's the community pool.
Yeah, little community pool.
And there's, of course, people all over it. So I guess to protect their privacy, let's skip filming the pool. But guys, I mean, here's the outside of it. Super nice parking lot. Looks like there's some locker rooms there, palm trees. You know, just imagine swimming in the shade of a palm tree.
Go right.
And Cobblestone Farms here in Maricopa. Like, I think that Maricopa has a lot more going on for it than I even realized, and I think a lot of people who, like I say, live in the Phoenix area don't realize, and especially if you're coming here, you know, to the area from out of state, Maricopa, wow,
yeah,
lots to offer. Like, I would say this is probably the best value bang for your buck I've seen just about anywhere lately.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely in the Phoenix Valley, you are definitely getting the most bang for your buck. Investment money goes really far out here. And so you're going to see a lot of good opportunities out here.
Okay, so they got a lot of roundabouts in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
But they're all just so beautiful. I mean, every one of these, and I can see the landscape lights on these palm trees. I'd love to see this at night and how it lights up.
Another little park and slide for the kids.
Oh yeah, more parks, more grass.
Yeah.
More trees. And I can only imagine another 10, 15 years from now, these trees, when they get big, are going to be so much shade.
Yeah.
So if you're walking out here, oh wow. Okay, here, what is this? Okay, your Ace Hardware. So I'm a big fan of Ace. I know they don't charge more on everything, but Ace Hardware to me, it's a big thing in the Phoenix area, but I love Ace because they just, you know, they're the helpful place.
Yeah, absolutely. They got those experts.
Tacos and more. So this is just another shopping center.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into Mexican and pizza, they've got you covered here in Arizona. I mean in Maricopa. I mean, just tons of Mexican, tons of pizza shops, and those are my two favorite foods.
You know what?
So I was meant to be here.
That sounds like Chandler 10 years ago, and Chandler and Gilbert now are like huge foodie scenes. So yeah, with all the new retail shops and construction going on around here, I wouldn't be surprised if the diversity of food and restaurants starts to really be kicked up a notch.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all this. They even have surgery centers.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go to Scottsdale for oral and facial surgery. Like right. Dignity Health, all the major hospital systems have clinics here. You got CPAs, you got taxes, you've got, what's this? Children's dentistry, other orthodontics, eye doctors, skin cancer. Obviously that's a horrible thing to have, but it's nice to know that there's a center here to help treat that and get rid of it, because, you know, if you spent your whole life not wearing your sunscreen, very good chance you're gonna have moles, weird moles that you gotta get rid of. So, but to have all of that right here in Maricopa, you don't have to go anywhere. Anytime Fitness. All right, so we're back on the road. It looks like we're about to go back into the desert. We got flash flood area signs, which, by the way, folks, you know, this is a common thing when you get outside of like city areas, you know, where it's not fully developed or developed really at all. You know, we get those monsoon storms in the winter. Obviously, we got new apartment complexes coming in, things like that. But so we got about, what, 4 miles?
4 miles.
So, and where are you taking us?
We're going to the Apex Motor Club.
All right, let's go check it out. All right, guys, so that is Maricopa, Arizona, which is, like I said, 20-30 minutes south of Phoenix and the 347 freeway. So if you're even thinking about moving or relocating anywhere here in the Phoenix area or the state of Arizona for that matter, pick up the phone, give us a call, shoot me an email, send that quick text message. Just let us know what you're planning on moving. We're here to help lead and guide you to the ideal, perfect area for you. Again, give us a call, shoot us an email, send a text message. And until the next video, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.